I'm looking for to honor Jim and to do something that could save someone else. So I'm hoping for accountability and justice for those who lost their lives and were injured, terrorized. I feel like I have to honor Jim, and there has to be a purpose in the pain.
And the answer that they have for this is to sue the gun dealer. Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms NRA certification and multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfarmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. And you like channel, like content, what I do here, you can support me with the link. Everything is appreciated. PSA Connecticut residents. You plan on getting your Connecticut pistol permit, please get the training done before July 2024, because then after that it gets longer, harder, and more expensive. I hate to have to keep repeating this, but I want you guys to get off your butts and get it done. If you have your permit, watch the expiration date. Don't let it expire. Also, on another note, I will be joining the Lock and Load podcast on January 25th, Thursday. So you can tune in live, especially Connecticut people, as we talk about the Connecticut and the Second Amendment. But I encourage other states to join us also, because what happens here has an effect on you where you are. Let's talk about this. Now, this, of course, we know what happened out there in Louisville, Kentucky, at the bank, where obviously a very disturbed individual opened fire on his workmates, people he worked with, and unfortunately killed a number of people and injured two police officers who responded. Well, the response is pretty much cookie cutter of what's been going on across the country when we have these kind of incidents. They're suing the gun dealer, claiming that they should have known what this guy was going to do. Technically, they were supposed to be clairvoyant and understood what he planned on doing because they missed too many red flags. I sold guns for 20 years. 20 years I sold guns. And, there have been times when I have told people, I don't like what's going on here. But they were clear and definite. There was no mistaking what was happening. And I cut the sale off. But when I get into the reasoning in this lawsuit, you're going to have to really question the motivations here. But I'm going to come into here. Old National Bank shooting survivors file suit claim gun seller missed red flags. A lawsuit filed Monday in Jefferson County claims a local gun store overlooked red flags when selling an AR-15 style rifle that was eventually used to kill 5 in the April mass shooting at Old National Bank. Now, if you remember, this kid had problems and people knew it and they ignored it. He said he had issues and people ignored it. But now he goes through with this act. They're not suing the psychiatrists or any mental health organization. No, it's the gun dealer's fault. What a cop-out. A lot of people saw the signs and said nothing. But it's the gun dealer's fault. But the circuit court's lawsuit is filed on behalf of 6 plaintiffs against Louisville gun shop River City of Firearms. I don't need to read who the plaintiffs are. Okay, I want to come down. I want to break down their argument here, but I'm going to come down to here. Now, this is from the police report that they're basing this on, but according to LMPD report, River City Firearms sold an AR-15 style rifle on April 4, 2023 to Connor Sturgeon, 25, an Old National Bank employee who pulled the rifle from a gym bag on April 10th and opened fire on fellow employees during a monthly sales meeting at Old National Bank's downtown office. The bank has since relocated its office. Just realized that was a gun-free zone. The complaint alleges red flags were present in spades when River City Firearms sold the AR-15 to Sturgeon, citing his suspicious behavior and lack of basic firearms knowledge. The number of firearms that I've sold, people have always said, you know, how does this work? How does that work? So I don't find that to be suspicious. His not knowing how a specific firearm works. Person going to buy a firearm for the first time is not going to be a pro walking in there knowing how to disassemble the gun and do everything else. So that's not suspicious to me. But Sturgeon told the clerk he wanted a firearm because his friend's home had recently been burglarized, per his own notes that were included in LMPD's November report, indicated that he wanted to buy an AR-15 for self-defense, a use for which an AR-15 is particularly poorly suited for this novice shooter, the complaint states. Well, that's an opinion. An AR-15 is not a good home defense weapon. That's an opinion. Okay, just realize, this is the complaint. The complaint is stating that AR-15 is not good for home defense. Okay? But the complaint also mentions a witness who was inside River City Firearms during Sturgeon's purchase, and who said he demonstrated a complete lack of knowledge or experience with firearms, and that he spoke in an unusually quiet tone and appeared embarrassed upon making eye contact with others, lowering his head and averting his gaze. This is their argument. I already talked about the lack of knowledge. A novice person who basically may have gone through some classes is not going to be a pro coming into the store knowing how to operate a firearm. They will ask questions, how to use it. Just all this other stuff. It's like, oh, he was quiet. He averted his gaze when you looked at him. He spoke in an unusual manner, in a quiet tone. So? That is not a red flag. That's not a red flag. Some people are just, you're talking about a person's personality. You don't know that person. They just walked into your store. If they came in one day all chipper and happy and joking around with you, and the next day they come in, they're all a completely different demeanor, yeah, you would question that. But did River City Firearms know this person? No. Sturgeon's interactions with River City Firearms left such an impression on the woman that after his 20 minutes at the store, she considered calling the police. They're going to sue her too? But Louisville is a big, small town, Thomas said. The woman who was at the gun shop was familiar with some of the people that worked at Old National Bank, so that is how the name got over to us. We interviewed her, and frankly, it was shocking that someone who doesn't sell firearms for a living would be able to recognize immediately that someone like Connor didn't need to be purchasing a firearm like this. Once again, that's an opinion. That's an opinion. When news of the shooting broke, according to the complaint, the woman turned to her husband and said, "I bet that is that kid from the store." Oh, that's hearsay. But the complaint also alleges that while River City failed to stop the transactions, it also used it to embolden the novice shooter and made him more deadly by selling 3 additional 30-round magazines, a red dot sight to increase accuracy, and a vertical grip that allows greater control of the weapon. So now anyone who walks into a gun store and gets an AR-15 with a red dot sight and extra magazines with a front fork grip, they're more deadly? Despite Sturgeon's complete lack of experience, 23 seconds was enough time for him to shoot and kill 5 people, the complaint states. During his assault on the bank meeting, LMPD found Sturgeon fired 25 to 30 rounds into the conference room. The additional magazine allowed Sturgeon to quickly reload before opening fire on law enforcement, which hit Officer Nicholas Wilt in the head and Officer Corey Galloway in the chest as they entered the bank. Quote, if River City had not sold Sturgeon its extra large capacity magazine, he would not have been able to continue firing, the lawsuit alleges. People who are engaged in selling firearms need to be on notice that these kinds of actions have very real, devastating consequences, Lefkowitz said. Okay. I just want to come to here real quick because people who are involved in this. Louisville attorney Tad Thomas of Thomas Law Offices, along with Antonio Romanucci of Romanucci and Blandin in Chicago, and Alla Lefkowitz of the national group Everytown Law, represent the plaintiffs who are seeking compensatory and punitive damages. Romanucci and Blandin currently represent the victims of the Uvalde, Texas school shooting. No surprise there, where 19 fourth graders were killed along with 3 adults in May 2022. I just wonder if they're actually going to sue law enforcement also. I wonder if that's happening. I haven't heard anything there, but I got another follow-up story on that. But the firm has won successful verdicts in case brought by the families of George Floyd and Tyree Nichols, who were killed by police. Yeah. Everytown Law is a group of national litigators focused on holding gun manufacturers and sellers accountable through the court system. Lefkowitz is Everytown's senior director of litigation. Yeah, well, they're a bunch of sharks out for a quick payday. That's 40% in their pocket because most of these cases are always settled. So that's what that's all about. Okay? But that's exactly how the game is being played. They're literally saying because the gun dealer didn't see certain things that I, as a gun seller, would not acknowledge as being incredibly weird or unusual. Now, short of that person saying, I'm going to take this and go shoot some people, there is nothing in there, or in this police report, or this person's behavior that would lead me to believe that that is what he's going to do. Go to the bank and shoot those people. So, I'm sorry, this lawsuit is bullshit. And that's 20 years of selling guns. There's nothing there that makes me say, yeah, maybe I should have caught that. Short of him coming out and saying it. I'm going to go kill some people. But once again, this is the grift. To hold people accountable who had nothing to do with the incident by claiming that they're responsible just because they sold an item to this guy. I'm not going to say beyond frustrating because I'm not even surprised anymore because, hey, big settlements, lawyers get the 40%. That's the grift. Hey, they're all in on it. They're all in on it. Everytown got litigators all over the country calling up people who get involved in any kind of gun incident. Remember, just gun incidents. I'm not talking about if you get stabbed to death, they don't give a shit about you. There's no money there. Okay? Because somebody tell you you're an idiot for suing the knife manufacturer or the seller of the knife. Or getting run over by an SUV, because then you're not going to go sue the SUV manufacturer or the dealer that sold it to him. Because they tell you you're an idiot, get out in the courtroom. But this is easy. Because you've got emotional fodder to back you up. And it's really a shame. Okay? It's really a shame, because there were signs prior to him buying this gun that should have definitely put these people on the right track of stopping this guy before he even went to purchase it. But it's not about that anymore. It's about using incidents of gun violence specifically to go after the gun manufacturers, and in this case, the dealers, to bankrupt them. That's the game. That's the game. That's what we're up to right now. If you bankrupt them, they can't stay in business, can't sell guns, right? So guess what? Next generation of gun owners are going to be behind the 8 ball in finding FFLs that they can work with to purchase their items. That's the game. They're trying to bankrupt the gun industry. At all levels. Okay, this is a bullshit lawsuit. I'm saying it flat out. I said it before. There's nothing in this, with the way they're describing the interaction at the gun store, that will make me think that this person was going to do this. And this woman who was a supposed witness is hearsay. She's saying, well, I turned to my husband and said this. Well, okay, maybe you did, maybe you didn't. I don't know. Maybe you did look at this person and say, need to pay attention to this guy. Maybe you didn't. It just all kind of worked out that way, that you happened to be at the gun store while he was at the gun store. He did the act, and you were like, I was there. I noticed all these things. But this lawsuit's bullshit. It's just another one in a long line of junk lawsuits to bankrupt the industry. And that's what this is all about. That's why these lawyers are all getting together. One for the quick payday, and two are all anti-gun, so they kind of win-win for them. Let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time a video goes live. I will see you on the next one. Peace.